guys, my name is Chelsea, and in this video I'm going to be reviewing Soul Eater. Um, so basically the reason why I'm doing this review is because I'm part of a collab channel and called the 7 Awesome Nerds, and each week we have a different theme, and this last week was my turn to pick a theme, and I picked anime, and so I picked one anime for each of the different nerds to watch, and then they posted a video reviewing the first couple episodes and what their opinions on it were. And I just wanted to post my own videos to give my own opinions on the anime, and maybe to let the nerds know why I picked particular anime for them. So William is our Tuesday nerd, and he got Soul Eater. So I'm just gonna, before I do anything else, I'm gonna read the back of the box so people who maybe don't know the basic plot will know a little bit about what's going on in this anime. Okay, so Maka is a Meister, and Soul is her weapon. As students at the Grim Reaper's Death Weapon Meister Academy, their study habits couldn't be more different, but in battle against the supernatural forces of evil, they're a freaking lethal team. That's when Soul transforms, literally, into a razor-sharp scythe, and every defeated wicked soul he sucks down makes him more deadly. That's when Maka unleashes the merciless slayer within, wielding her partner and dropping monsters. Seriously, monsters, like the witches, werewolves, and zombies that lurk in the shadows and feed on the souls of the innocent. Every freakish ghoul Maka and Soul take out strengthens their bond, and fighting along their fellow Meister weapon classmates, Maka and Soul are the world's last line of defense against evil. So, yeah, that sounds really interesting, right? So basically, if you don't get it, this is Maka. Oh, by the way, another random fact. I talked about a little bit about Travis Willingham, the voice actor in the last video. This character is voiced by, oh my gosh, her name just like flew out of my mind. Laura Bailey. That's it. I don't know why her name, I had a brain fart, but Laura Bailey, and they just got married, I think, a little while ago. So that's just fun, random fact. Anyway. Woo. So basically, if you don't know, there's the way this world is set up. There's teams of people who fight these sort of evil humans, or humans that have turned evil and turned into these like monster things. And in these teams, there is one weapon meister, who is a person who wields a weapon, and there's like scythes, and there's a character named Blackstar whose weapon, his team member can turn into like a bunch of different like ninja weapons. It's really awesome. And then you have the weapons. Obviously, they're people, but then they like transform into a weapon. Like, so you can see him transforming into that scythe. That's what he does. There's two girls that transform into guns that what another character uses and stuff like that. So that I found like just that alone is like extremely interesting. The plot line for this series is genuinely interesting, and the main reason I think why I picked it for William is that it does have like a really like random sense of humor, and I feel like William has that kind of same sense of humor, so I thought that maybe he would appreciate that, and he would, kind of get it, since he has this kind of same sense of humor, because there are some just like really random parts that are just like hilariously funny. Like, there's an episode where they take an exam, a test at the academy, and that whole episode is just so random, and the most random stuff happens, and it's hilarious. Like, generally just like very funny. That to be said, this does differ from Oron, which is the last anime I reviewed, in that it's not a comedy. It's like an action series. It's not, it has funny parts to it, it has dramatic parts to it, but it's not, I wouldn't define it as a comedy series. I would define it as an action drama series, kind of. Yeah. Things like the animation is killer, and I thought, because I was thinking about Oron and Soul Eater and Fullmetal Alchemist, and I thought they were all Studio Bones, and they are. They're all from an animation studio in Japan called Studio Bones, and that's one of the best, I think, animation studios in Japan for anime like this. So anything that comes out of that animation studio is going to be just amazing. And I specifically, when you're talking about animation in this show, because it does talk about they serve Lord Death, and there's a lot of sort of death references in this show. One of the coolest little nuances is that all the characters are sort of designed with this like little nose. You can see the nose looks kind of weird. I don't know if you can tell, and it kind of just makes the shape of the face resemble a skull, which I thought it's a really cool nuance to add to an anime. About that has like so much talking about death and killing these monsters and eating their souls. That's why it's called Soul Eater. Yeah. So it's really good. It has like you can tell from the box, which I do like the casing for this. It's got like graffiti in the background and stuff. It does have a kind of very cool feel to it. Like I don't know. I don't really know if I'm describing it very well. But yeah, it's really just a great series. Very interesting. There's a lot of really interesting characters. I found the settings really cool. It's very different, I would have to say, because it does have this like really a kind of original world to it. And even though it is from the same animation studio from Fullmetal Alchemist and High School Host Club, those shows are like completely like different worlds and just a different feel of animation than you get from Soul Eater. I feel like they put a lot of work into really making this feel different, because it does. And you have like just little nuances, like the moon like smiles and there's blood and the sun's always laughing and he doesn't ever actually explain why. And I just wanted to touch also, William talked about Lord Death, which let's hold it up to the camera a little bit better, Chelsea. That is Lord Death. You can see that goofy guy with the and he talks about how Lord Death is kind of goofy, and I like that. He's like this all powerful kind of death god, but he's generally really goofy. And it does actually talk about it a little bit, that he made himself more goofy so he wouldn't scare the students at the academy. Just actually go into that in the series, but yeah, it's just. The action is really good. The humor is really good when it has it. It does get kind of it gets really dramatic. But I mean, it's still good. Like the action like draws you through it, and just the way they create the world is really good. I like. They have three main pairings, and there's Maka and Soul, which I talked about on the back of the box. Obviously, they're like the main pairing that most of the focus is on. And then there's Black Star, and oh gosh, see, this is where my brain is just not functioning with me for this video. And I can't think of her name. It's like Tsunami or something. Tsunami, something like that. I can't. My brain's blacking out. And then you have Death the Kid, who's actually Lord Death's son and a Shinigami death god. And his weapons, which are Liz and Patty, when they transform into guns. But those three main pairings are like the storylines that they tell and they weave through those three are just really compelling. And again, like just another great anime with great characterization, where you get attached to the characters and you want to see what happens to them, and you just generally keep watching just for the characters. My personal favorite character is Death the Kid, and his OCD with symmetry and stuff like that. It's really funny. But yeah, it's a good show. I would highly suggest it. Again, if you want to talk about English dub versus Japanese original voice cast, both good. I find them both equally good. The only thing I'll have to say is that Black Star's a boy, and in the English dub, it is kind of overwhelmingly obvious that it's voiced by a woman. That's my only criticism. But even then, it's still enjoyable. I don't think it distracts too much. Just that I thought it was kind of more obvious than it was in the Japanese. But yeah, they're both very good. Like I said, I do tend to lean towards English dub, so that's what I've seen more of. But yeah, They're both really good, and yeah, I don't really have anything more to say. That they're both equally good. If I was reviewing a show called Beck or something, I might get into more about that, and there's more to say. But yeah, suggest it highly. Just to see the world and the way it's set up, because the world is just, I think, just the whole setting in the world and the storyline of Soul Eater is just really interesting and original, and definitely worth taking a look. So that's my review of Soul Eater. Next up, I will be reviewing Big Wind Up, which I love because it's kind of different than I think what most people think in their head when they think of anime. So, thanks for watching, and lovey lovelies. Bye.